cannot see. Faith will help you when your way gets hard. Faith, tell me where is your faith? Your faith in God.
What's up, Gospel Diaries? Listen, I'm so excited. I'm still in this wonderful city of Los Angeles. And, I'm with an amazing person who has an old soul just like me. And I'm so excited to delve into this Gospel Diaries. But before we get started, listen, would you please do me a favor and like and subscribe, because this is content from my heart to yours. What's up, Eugene Ross?
What's happening? Good to see you as always.
Always good to see
Always.
you. Listen, man, I was just we were at Harrison Bubba Johnson's memorial musical, and man, you got up there and struck that piano like nobody's business. Was that a Dorothy Love coaster? Was that Dorothy Love?
No, it actually wasn't.
Sisters.
No, you know what? I'm gonna say this. I actually got that from Reverend Cleveland.
Oh, really?
He recorded it with the Angelic Choir. And that was one of them songs in my young teenage years that was stuck in my brain, and I was like, I'll do that.
Wow. So listen, we're about to delve into your gospel life. So let's just start here. You are an amazing and accomplished pianist, a singer too.
Thank you.
Because I'm just looking through the internet and find Siren's records. I'm like, Eugene Ross. I'm like, I know him. You got CDs out. So you're making your mark. So let's start with your humble beginnings.
Los Angeles, born and raised.
Let's talk about your childhood.
I can say both my grandmother and my mom. I spent more time with my grandmother. So her friends were my friends. So old. Okay. But I was in church in between two churches, actually. Mount Olive Missionary Baptist, my home church where I am now, and Paradise Baptist Church. So one grandmother went to one church, the other one, so I was between the two churches, and I joined about 15 over at Mount Olive. Really? I've been there ever since.
And these are all Baptist Protestant churches?
Yes.
Wow, okay,
yes.
okay.
Yeah.
So you're still Baptist?
Oh, yes.
To say, do you think you're going to step into the sanctified church?
I love sanctified.
Really?
I do.
So you all dance, or was that Baptist fit?
No, it wasn't quiet. I can tell you that.
Let's talk about what you experienced.
There was jumping over pews, and there was oh Lord, yeah, it was
at the Baptist church?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I remember to this day because I went to school and mimicked everything I saw.
Really?
I would get in trouble. I wasn't a bad kid, but when I would find the class being quiet, I said, "Okay, it's time for you to do something because it's too quiet." Yeah, I used to get in trouble a lot about that. But yeah, we used to go for real. Waking up on Monday mornings.
Oh, that was the only thing.
That was such a hard task for me to, after being at church all day on Sunday, to have to go to school.
Yeah.
But I really can't say. No, I actually had a lot of respect. They call me Reverend Glaze.
Really?
Because well, still today, I'm a donut fanatic, but they call me Reverend Glaze. They had a lot of respect for me.
Wow.
Why are you doing that, Reverend Glaze? I'm going to tell so-and-so. I was okay.
Wow.
I wanted to do music.
Really?
I wanted to do music. I'll tell you the story about the mortuary later, but I wanted to do music.
Okay, let's talk about it.
My mom actually went and bought me a keyboard when I was 5 because she got tired of me making instruments out of the couch, the pots, pans, whatever it was. Whatever.
Okay.
And so I would go to church and hear different things, and it's like, wow, I like that. And so that's when I discovered, I'm like, you really are into music. You hear things and it's like, woo, like, yeah. But it wasn't until I was 15 that I actually took another set of lessons and was serious about it this time. My music teacher used to have to kick me out of her house because I would be there for hours and hours and hours. And until I explained my background story from home, she didn't bother me anymore. She just let me be. She was like, the stuff that you're picking up and grasping, it takes people years to learn how to just play one chord. Here it is, you're doing a whole song. But I didn't have anything else. So music was my all in all. Yeah. And to back up about the mortuary, my cousins and myself would have makeshift funerals in my grandmother's front yard.
What?
How about that? So I would take a shoebox. I would cut the top down to half. I would get books, Bibles, whatever. And that was the bed of the casket. My grandmother's handkerchiefs was the lining. Oh, I did the whole thing. And my push cart was the hearse. Only to grow up and be in
Wow.
But at that time, I didn't want to do that. I'm like, no.
But I found out that our passion or our talents or our vocation has always been with us.
Yeah.
But a lot of times what we do is we'll turn our face toward, or we will focus on something else than focus on what's already within us. So like what you're doing, I just wanted to bring it out. Like you've been doing it. Like just like me, I've been doing it all my life, you know? I couldn't even, I tried to run away from it, but I'm just like the prodigal son. I had to come back, you know? Wow. I'm not trying to change gears like that, you know? Although we are at Pastor Calvin Bernard Roan's church. We want to give him some credit there.
Yes. That's really funny because I can remember back in the day, in my early 20s, the choir would get up to sing and they looking at me like I'm young. So we getting ready to do some bip bopping. And here I come with David's sisters and like, what? Like, how you know about that? You're too young. But that's what was in my body. That's what was in my bones. And until today, I still stick with it because number one, the traditional sound is dying. So I still go forward with it. And I'm not intimidated. The best musicians, whatever. Okay, God bless you.
When I was younger, I was working for a Christian bookstore or a music shop, right? And a lot of people would come in and they would prejudge me. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you don't know what you, like, is there anyone else that work here? And I knew more than what they were looking for. You know what I mean?
Wasn't the best feeling? I'm just going to be honest with you. But now I'm to a point that I don't even care. But really, I used to go home with my feelings hurt for real. Like, you know, like,
you treated me like,
like what did I do? Like, this is who I am, you know, but I had to, so my grandmother was like my go-to. Somebody bother me, come get me. I take care of it. When she passed, when I was 19, it was like, okay, you got to grow up and you got to be the man that you are and you got to start talking back. Cause I got it all the time. Calling me boy and all this other kind of the deacons call it, hey boy, it's time for you to get on. Are you serious? Are you that's today, but at that time it was like, okay, no. No. So yeah, I had to, it was a learning process. I really did. You're going to have to protect yourself. You're going to have to speak up for yourself. If not, these people are going to run all over you, you know? And again, yeah, it was a learning experience.
Wow. All right. So let's talk about your roles in the church. Like, so are you a minister of music now?
Yes, I am.
So when did that begin? Like, how did you start working in the church?
Oh my gosh, you're making me think. No, I'm just kidding. So, there were two of us. It was myself and, at the time, the minister of music, Neil James. That's who actually I could say I can learn from. Cause whatever she did on Sundays, I would go mimic and take it back home. And so, yeah. And when she passed about 2-3 years ago, then it all fell on me. So now I'm by myself. So it's like, oh Lord, one man show. But, I love it.
Years have you been like in leadership?
Oh my gosh.
Because I see you've celebrated how many years? Last year was what?
This year will make 31 years. Jesus. Yeah, I started at 15. Yes, this will make 31 years. Yes, yeah, and I love every bit of it. Love every bit of it.
Oh, wow.
And now I'm thankful that God is allowing new things to happen and take place, because for a minute it was like I don't want to say doubting myself, but it was like he prophesied and said that you was going to do this and so and so. That was 20 something years ago. Like, what's happening? And now all of that is coming to the forefront. And it's like, recording, like, that was my dream. Like, are you serious? Like, you want me to use? Like, me? So I've just been blown away.
His name is Stephen Doyle, right?
Yes.
So how did you get connected with Siren?
So my best bud, Bishop Dwayne Mason out of Chicago, he had his, I want to say 50, I don't remember what year it was. Maybe it was the 12th. I think it was his 12th pastoral anniversary. And at that time, Cosmo was at the Catholic Church. I don't remember.
The Maryland.
Yes. And his service was held there. And Steve just so happened to be there. And we talked or whatever. And we lost contact. It was just like, didn't know nothing. COVID came and, that was a big mess. But it was like, hey, I want to record you. Like, I want to he apologized to me. Like, I'm sorry that it took so many years. I was like, why are you apologizing to me? No. But he was just that genuine. Like, I wanted this to happen at this time, but it didn't. But we all know everything happens when it's supposed to.
Right, absolutely.
And so Bishop Mason was putting together this project, and he included a lot of friends. The late Vernon Oliver Price,
yeah.
one of my favorites out of Chicago, and the list goes on.
Wasn't it Richard
Inez's son, Richard, Mr. Gibbs, and somebody else who just passed. Was it Maddox?
Leonard Maddox.
Okay, yeah,
right, yep.
And it was a bunch of us on
Yeah.
there, and for him to ask me, I was just like, "Are you serious? Like me? Like really?" So yeah, it's just been a whole.
So how many recordings did you just do that one? I thought you.
So I did that in 2019, and then I was blessed with some studio time in 22. And they both came out at the same time on the same year. So that was a blessing. Right. So I did a single and I titled it "Going Back to Church" with different hymns, and then of course I closed it out with one of the favorites. Lord help me to hold about. So all of this was just like mind blowing, like. Everything that you've always wanted. Like so, yeah.
Where there was hate, love now abides, and where there was confusion, peace now reigns. I'm walking with Jesus. I'm a child of the King, and it's all because that I've been redeemed. Hallelujah, I am redeemed, bought with a price. Jesus has changed my whole life. Just in case anyone asks you, just who I am, please tell them that I am redeemed.
I am very, very excited and happy about all that God has for me.
Just thinking, you're the one that connected me with. Like I call him like one of my favorite buddies, Reverend James Herndon.
Yes.
Like you have really been connected and keeping, communication with a lot of the legends, and for that, I really do tell you, I appreciate you for that. People like, your godfather, Eddie Kendrick, you know what I mean? So let's talk about your relationship with a lot of these legends.
Oh my gosh. Let's start with Eddie.
Okay.
So Eddie, and I didn't know this because I was so young. Eddie actually was helping my church out when I was a kid during their musicals.
What was the name of the church?
Mount Olive Missionary, same church. Okay. At that time, my current pastor, was the choir director, and they were friends. And again, I didn't know who he was. I was a child. But when I got older, I kept saying, I know this man from somewhere, and it just went from there. I would go to his house and lay on his floor because I didn't have a record player at the time. And he would allow me to come by his house. I would go to Amoeba Records in Hollywood or order them on the line, whatever it was. I would come by, hey man, can I cut? Come on. Lay down on the floor like a child and listen. And that was my life. Just like, hey, and then later on I met, Reverend Herndon from another mutual friend of mine, let me say that, Nathan Murphy.
You met Nathan Murphy?
We were friends, oh my gosh, long time. So I had already known about James for years, Right. And then there were several others like Roxy Bibbs who sang with Dorothy Norwood and also James Herndon. We were all friends. Okay. So I always took pride in being the baby of the bunch because I was the youngest. So it's like I'm surrounded by all these gifts and talents. Not only that, I'm surrounded by these people that I read their liner notes on the album. I'm talking to these people, Right. Yeah. So we have been connected for a long time. Yeah. Now, did you just ask me that question? How about last night? I was asked to join a chorale, on a tour in Greece. How about that?
Are you serious?
How about that?
You got your passport already?
I have to renew it. I already started the paperwork this morning. Trust me.
I'm excited for
you. I've been on tour before, but I was doing all of the work when it came to the music.
Talk about the tour that you were on.
At the time, I was working at Adams Mortuary, and the owner was named Peggy Scott Adams. She passed away last year. and she went home to Florida, Pensacola, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first time ever going with anybody. Like,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? We about to go do something. Like,
Mhm.
and that really blew my mind. I was really young at the time, but yeah. She heard me. I was playing for somebody at a church, and I saw her like trying to get my attention. I'm like, I don't know you. Why are you talking to me? And why are you trying to get my attention?
Mhm.
So somebody came over and actually said, that lady asked you if you don't mind to play for her.
Mhm.
That's how our relationship got started.
Mhm.
What a way to meet somebody.
Wow.
Because I was like, I don't know you. Why are you? Like I said, I saw her like trying to get my attention. But we became the best of friends. The best of wherever she went. She was like, if I don't get paid, as long as my musician is paid, that's you know, and that to me went a long ways. It really did. It went a long way. And she took me with a lot of different places. I got a lot of exposure.
Wow.
Now, she was another Inez Andrews, and I say that meaning her mouth, and you understand what I'm saying. So somebody passed away, and she asked me to come play a Whitney Houston song. I said, I'm saved. I don't know how to play that, and I can't say on Gospel Diaries what she said, but she was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Speaking of Inez, I met Inez at a young age from Professor Alfred Soyle. I think he's passed on in Chicago.
Okay.
Took me by her house. We hung out for the whole day. I was like,
Really?
I'm in Inez Andrews' house.
Okay, I know.
And so I think then the next time we went by was when Albertina passed away. We went by her house, Nate, myself, and a whole lot of other people. But yeah, it was like, I'm surrounded by all these people. Like, are you serious? Yeah.
And I'm glad that you got a chance to experience all of that.
Yes.
But more than anything, I'm glad that you have found your own niche.
Yes.
And you are walking in your own purpose.
Yes.
And you're making, you know, I say this when it's applicable.
Right.
You know, some people are in history because they live.
True.
But then you have other people that are in history because they impact history.
That is so true.
And you are impacting history.
Thank you. Thank you. Because
I hear a lot of stories from a lot of the singers around LA. They talk about how exuberant you are. You know, a lot of them remember the first time they heard you play. You know, who is this young guy? This handsome young guy, you know, playing this old music, you know? Anyway, we can talk all day long, but you know what? Let's talk about your fashion, man. First of all, you all got to follow this man, okay? You got to follow him. What is going on? Man, you always sharp.
Thank you.
What's going on?
So fashion was a heavy influence on me as a kid. Like, ooh, I like what they put. Okay. And as I grew up, that's just how it was. Now for me, I stayed in suits as a kid. Like, I wasn't in regular clothes. I got pictures to prove it today. I was like, Mom, did I always wear suits? Did I look like a normal kid, like with jeans? No, you want to put. I want my suit. So it's just like music has been in my bones.
Yeah.
I always get it. Are you from the East Coast? Are you from the East? No, I'm not from the East Coast. I'm from the West Coast. Well, you dress like you. I know I do because I like the way they get down. Yeah, I know I do. But yeah, I love to dress. I do. My heart was broken when I couldn't go to church on Easter.
I bet.
But when COVID hit, I said, I can't go to church. Yeah.
They closed everything else, but they closed everything. You know, they kept everything else open but the church. You know, and I think that was a place that could have been really beneficial at that time.
Yeah.
All right, but last but not least, before we go, let's talk about some of your musical influence right here. Let's
Joe Evelyn Parker.
Okay, let's just start there. So we talk about something.
So where were we? We were at one of the programs that they had for James Cleveland that the workshop put together.
You met James Cleveland?
No. Okay, so I went to his funeral. I was 13 years old. My great uncle took me. I heard of him, but I had no clue who he was. It was later that I said, "Oh, that was him. That was him."
Okay.
But we were at one of his birthday musicals, and they had me as a guest. And she was on the organ for whoever was before me. And as soon as I sat down, I was like, "Can you play? Can you?" And from there, whenever I see her, and I'm like, "Can you play?" Even Saturday night at Harrison's affair, I texted her, and she was like, "Out of all these musicians here, you asked me, I want you to come for you." Sweetheart, beautiful person. Dixon.
Okay.
He's deceased as well. As a matter of fact, Prince had the radio station that we knew of as Gospel Classics with Edda Tatum. He had that show years before when I was a kid. Yeah.
Okay. We got two more.
Nell James, the person that I learned from.
Teaching me on today.
Oh my gosh. Who else?
One more.
Who else? The list is long. Wanda Moore.
Wanda Moore?
Wanda Baton now. She's married. Wanda
Wow.
Baton, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, I'll have fun with you.
Likewise.
But look, but before you go, you gotta strike something up on this piano over here.
Lord
okay?
Jesus.
And as I say always, Gospel Diary, love on someone, and you will change your life. You never know, the smile that you wear just may be the ingredient that someone needs to put down their gun and say, I can live one more day. So be kind, be courteous, and I'll see y'all later. Bye. Tell the people bye.
God bless you.